Hello.
So we've got about 5 minutes.
Cheers.
And it's for the public hearing. Name and address, yep.
Just don't look up there for that clock. It'll take me a
I
while.
will get the ladder out at some point.
I thought it wasn't working.
It just, it keeps falling further and further behind. We should just.
Get a new one. Yeah.
So I'll just keep, so that DPW wage is high right now. Still get paid.
Give them the clock.
6:57. If that's gonna be the next couple of months. Give them both.
All right. So we're giving her black and white.
And I for what's the ocean of that.
Six on your house.
She can.
Brandon? Sounds like a Frenchers. Zach, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Ben?
Good to hear.
Right.
Yeah. All right.
What time do you have?
6:58.
1 minute after.
Time's it?
Could stay on the computer a little longer.
6:59.
It is.
They don't. It would be 7 o'clock.
No, because I, it was.
414.
Way back when.
That's cool. 6:59 and 50 seconds.
That's.
All right. Do a little less cooking.
It's all the time. It's all the weather. Oh, that's so cool.
Everything's going down. Some folks look
It
at
was.
one where else not on it.
We've got some.
But I'm okay.
All right, I call the Maple City Common Council meeting to order at 7 PM. Please take the roll.
Alderperson Baker.
Here.
Alderperson Smith.
Here.
Alderperson Liebnow.
Present.
Alderperson Newman.
Here.
Alderperson Olson.
Here.
Alderperson Henkel is excused.
All right, please stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we're returning to open session from the May 23rd, 2025 special common council meeting. Public hearing regarding the designation of the policies for the Mayville Disaster Relief Fund. Does anybody want to speak on how to divvy up the Mayville Disaster Relief Fund money? Anyone want to go to the podium?
I do have a letter to read in.
Sure.
This is from Shelley Haypeck at 407 Sites Ave. She states, "My home and many of those in the surrounding blocks were among the hardest hit by the tornado on May 15th. In the days and weeks that followed, I walked the neighborhood. I saw roofs torn off, garages flattened, windows shattered, siding stripped. Every home had a different story, but one loss was universal: trees. Whether it was your own yard or your neighbor's, we lost all of them. The change is stark. Shade we once took for granted is gone. Natural privacy is gone. I can now see homes I haven't seen in the 23 years I've lived here. The landscape is bare. I've heard there's a proposal to use some of the money donated to repair 75-year-old tombstones in the cemetery, stones marking graves whose families have long since passed. But I ask this council, instead of looking only to the past, can we please invest in the future? Planting trees is a small but meaningful way to begin restoring what we've lost. It's an act of healing and hope. I believe the city could possibly purchase trees at a discount and offer them to residents in the affected areas, 1 or 2 per household. I'd even be happy to help by providing a list of native shade trees that are well suited to our area and a list of ones to avoid. No messy, invasive junk trees. In closing, I leave you with this thought. A society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they know they shall never sit. Let's give our neighborhood that kind of future. Thank you."
All right, thank you, Shelley. Does anybody else have any comments? Okay. I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close.
Motion by Olson,
7:02.
second by Levino. Any discussion? All those in favor of closing the public hearing, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Is there any other citizen comments for tonight's common council? All right. Seeing no one making their way to the podium, we move on to item 6, agenda changes. Is there any agenda changes? Consent agenda,
I'll make a motion to consent the agenda.
motion by Olson,
Second.
second by Levino. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Report of officers. Mayor, discuss with possible action resolution 5994-2025. A resolution recognizing and commending EMS Director Christine Churchill for her exemplary service and dedication upon her retirement. Can you please read?
Absolutely. Whereas EMS Director Christine Churchill has served the city of Mayville with unwavering dedication and professionalism, ensuring the highest standard of emergency medical care for the community. And whereas through her steadfast leadership, Director Churchill played a vital role in growth and advancement of the Mayville EMS, enhancing emergency response capabilities, implementing innovative training programs, and fostering a culture of excellence. And whereas her commitment to continuous improvement led to expanded services, improved technologies, and stronger partnerships with the region's public safety network. And whereas Director Churchill has been a tireless advocate for her staff and for the well-being of Mayville's residents, going above and beyond the call of duty to meet the evolving needs of the community. And whereas her integrity, compassion, and dedication have left a lasting impact on the department and have earned her the deep respect and gratitude of her colleagues and the citizens she served. Now therefore be it resolved by the mayor and the common council of the city of Mayville that heartfelt appreciation and commendation are extended to EMS Director Christine Churchill for her outstanding service and leadership. Be it further resolved that the city of Mayville extends its best wishes to Director Churchill for a well-deserved, healthy, and fulfilling retirement.
All right, you've heard the resolution. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Smith, is there a second? Second by Newman. Any discussion? Well, Christine, I want to say, we worked together for over a decade, and you've done an excellent job with the city of Mayville, getting our EMS where it needs to be for everyone's safety and health, and you're going to be sadly missed. So all those in favor of acceptance, please rise. All right. Shall we sign one here?
I don't care. Let's do it.
Long time, right?
Right.
You're coming and I'm going.
All right. That's her.
Get the, yep, we'll get her that one because
All right. That's the wishes.
It's gonna be good.
We're gonna miss you.
Yeah.
You guys here.
Okay, marriage report for the month. I want to begin by thanking the Rock and Boom Committee for all their hard work in organizing one of the best 4th of July celebrations in the area. A heartfelt thank you, along with our generous sponsors, with Metalcraft Mayville as primary sponsor. Your support and donations made this year's event possible. As you may know, this annual celebration costs between $20,000 and $25,000 without the dedication of volunteers and generous donations of our sponsors. This truly all-American hometown celebration wouldn't be possible. Thank you all for helping us create some of our community, something our community can be proud of. The Mayville Police and Fire Commission has approved Jeff Engel as our new fire chief. I'm confident that Jeff Engel will do a fantastic job leading the fire department into the future and continue to protect the residents of Mayville. Congratulations, Jeff Engel. Chief Engel, I can say. At the same time, we say a bittersweet farewell to our longtime EMS director, Christine Churchill. Christine has served the community for decades with unwavering dedication. She has played a vital role in building Mayville's EMS into one of the best emergency service departments in Dodge County. On behalf of the city, I thank you, Ms. Churchill, for your outstanding service and commitment. We wish you the very best. Last month, the Federal Social Security Administration released a report warning Social Security funding may run out within 8 years unless Congress takes action. Because many of our residents rely on or will soon rely on Social Security, I've asked the City Council to pass a resolution in support of preserving Social Security for future generations. Although local government typically avoids federal political issues, this directly impacts our residents. If passed, I will send the resolution along with a letter of support to Congressman Glenn Grothman's office urging swift legislation action. Congress must act now. A few months ago, I was approached by a new healthcare provider interested in presenting their rates and plans for city employees. Discussions like these can be sensitive as they affect their current employees and their sense of stability. However, as mayor, it's my responsibility to explore all viable options, especially considering the healthcare costs the city nearly $6 million annually. We will evaluate any proposal thoroughly and share updates with the City Council during our upcoming budget discussion. Our annual Board of Review was held last month and no residents challenged their property assessments this year. However, we discovered that our city assessors' property values are currently at 77% of fair market value. This is a significant drop from a few years ago when our values had been updated to 100% after a reevaluation. As a result, the Wisconsin Department of Revenue has notified us that they will conduct their own assessments in August to compare their findings with our city assessment. This concludes my mayor report for July, and as always, thank you for your support, and I'll see you around town. All right, administrator's report for the month.
Good evening. Update on administrative functions of the city. I completed and filed with the Wisconsin Disaster Fund today the application to receive a reimbursement cost from the state regarding the cleanup costs for the tornado. I also met with Glenn Helmreich this last week and reviewed the Tank Center income statement as the city continues to build back the relationship with the Bob Huber Foundation. Wisconsin DOT will be continue the next leg of their project. They're completing the project from Mayville to Theresa by the end of July, and then they'll be starting the project from Mayville to Horicon. It's the next leg of that project. As the mayor had mentioned, we're researching health insurance plans through Connor Insurance and through R&R Insurance, and also reviewing the current benefit plan that we have with the state of Wisconsin, and if there's any cost savings that we can recognize within that plan. Meetings I attended the library board meeting in June. I did not attend the meeting in July. Standing committee meetings, June 23rd, and the special common council meeting we had on June 23rd. Wastewater treatment plant, they have a monthly progress meeting on the project over at the wastewater treatment plant, and that took place on July 8th. We are continuing the comprehensive plan steering committee meetings, and that was on Monday, July 7th. Police and Fire Commission, I attended on July 8th, where they recognized Christine Churchill. Also attended the Park Rec and Tag Center meeting on July 9th, and also the weekly progress meetings for the Highway 28 projects. Them are every Thursday at 11:30. We host them here at City Hall. Webinars I attended, Getting Ahead of Cyber Risk. That was hosted by R&R Insurance, our current insurance agency. The league had a league leadership roundtable on June 17th. And I also attended the Wisconsin City Managers Conference in Door County from June 25th through 27th. Current projects in progress, we're tomorrow night on the agenda for the Village of Kikoski is the ordinance to detach from the Village of Kikoski and attach lands to the city of Mayville. And this is a strip of land that runs along Slag Road through our industrial park. It's just a sliver of land. But we own land on both sides of the sliver, so it'd be nice once we can attach that land. I'm also obtaining quotes for two different insurance incidents that we have claims for, the 2024 fire truck and also the 2022 Parks Ford F-250. The Tag Center is currently accepting bids, or will be publishing for bids for seal coating of the Tag Center and the parking lot. And we're finishing the insurance claim for the municipal property damage from the tornado. A couple of things we have to follow up with yet, replace the flagpole at Fireman's Park along with the batting cages. There's equipment on Clark Street water tower that has to be repaid. We have these scheduled, and also the well number 3 HMO. We have them scheduled, but it's just because of the tornado and additional projects that are going on. So it'll take a little bit to get all that updated, and then we'll submit that to the insurance company for reimbursement. The city also extended 2 employment offers, contingent on background check and drug testing, and I'll have more on that next month. Coming tasks, implementing the FirstNet, that's AT&T Mobility, so all of our cell phones with the city will be with AT&T Mobility, which puts first responders first. So what that means is on your current carrier, there's first responders and there's also commercial users. Upon an emergency, the commercial users get pushed off and we get uplifted to have more reception during an emergency when you need it the most. So we're working on getting that all switched over. Also, Dawn and I have been working on obtaining quotes and upgrading our copier and implementing that into the 2026 budget. See what the costs come in at. And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
That's a lot. Thank you.
All right, thanks. All right, clerk's report for the month.
All right, so state reporting, the statement of assessment and the retail liquor licensing reporting were both submitted to the state prior to required deadlines. All liquor licenses have now been paid for and are picked up by their license holders. The UW Green Bay Clerks and Treasurers Institute began today. For newer council members, this is an annual program that serves as the primary education and certification pathway for clerks and treasurers across Wisconsin. This will be my 3rd year attending. The week-long program is rigorous in college-level education covering essential municipal topics, including records management, contracts, tips, budgeting, and more. I appreciate the continued support of Mayville's elected officials in recognizing the value of job-specific training for staff. I also worked on continuing cross-training in payroll to ensure we have continuity and resiliency in operations and coverage when people are out of the office. Mayville's election equipment is currently with Dodge County for its annual maintenance and inspection. Preliminary budget work has begun for the 2026 budget cycle. I'm grateful for the changes and revisions implemented last year. Those revisions have already started streamlining this year's process and helping to give a much clearer view of departmental needs and revenue projections. And upcoming July 26th through August 2nd, I will be on vacation. So Deputy Clerk Dawn Hunt will be here handling my clerking duties for your July 28th standing committee meeting. So be gentle with her.
Thank you.
All right, treasurer, May 2025 monthly check registers and approval of the bills. You guys should have had the bills in your packet, along with the overall fund balances for the city. You guys have any questions?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Motion by Smith,
Second.
second by Olson. Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the bills, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. All right. Comptroller Treasurer's report for the month.
Our last CD with BMO matured in June, and so the funds were closed out, and I transferred them over to our money market account. That CD interest over at BMO was 2.956%, and now I put in our money market, which is consistent with the LGIP local government investment pool, so it's at 4.36%, gaining interest that way. Today we received 2% fire dues. Personal property aid has come in. And quarterly 941 of sales tax filings will be completed at the end of this week. For budget preparation, I have received the capital improvement plans from all the department heads, so I'll be compiling that. Budget worksheets have been sent out to most of the departments. I just have a few things I need to work on with the administrator and clerk budget. I also had to start the process at the end of June because I wanted to give a more accurate picture of the payables. I want to wait till June payables went out so that we can get an accurate picture of the budget and an accurate picture. My pay online, it's ready to go live for the employees, but the earliest date that Civic Systems can give us for training is either July 30th or mid-August. So we'll start getting that implemented in August. Along with Annie, I'm currently attending my first course with UW Green Bay this week as part of the certification process to become a certified municipal treasurer. And I also will be on vacation the week of July 22nd.
All right,
So
Thank you.
thank
that's
you.
all I
All
got.
right, thanks. On mine, report of committees, commissions, board, utility commission. Next meeting dates, July 28th at 5:30 p.m. Library board, next meeting dates, August 14th at 6 p.m. Public Works Committee, next meeting date is July 28th at 6 p.m. Personnel Committee, next meeting date is July 28th at 6 p.m. Public Safety Committee, next meeting date is July 28th at 6 p.m. Finance Committee, next meeting date is July 28th at 6 p.m. Park and Recreation Commission, next meeting date is August 6th at 3:30 p.m. Planning Commission, next meeting date is July 23rd at 4 p.m. Community Development Authority Enhancement Committee, next meeting date is July 23rd at 5 p.m. Old business, discuss with possible action ordinance 1149-2025. An ordinance to repeal the replacement section 38-2A regular meetings of the City of Mayville Common Council Municipal Code for the City of Mayville. This is where we're going to change it from 7 to 6. All right, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Olson.
I'll second that.
Second by DeBaker. Any discussion? All right, so we will be moving the meetings if this is approved at 6 p.m. All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Discuss with possible action process for delegating donated funds for Mayville residents disaster relief fund. Okay. So I guess we could do this a couple different ways. I mean, the council can come up with an application process and approve all applicants on how, if they want to apply for funds. You could do like Mrs. IPEC said, is donate some money towards, trees. I know there's still some families that are displaced yet, I think maybe some money would go towards them. Cemetery's got disaster problems. It all depends on how you wanna handle this. Typically, a lot of our, incentive stuff that we've approved usually went to CDA and they, get a criteria from the council and then they could approve the applicants once your criteria is established.
So I have a question. Is there anybody out there that is displaced or in a world of hurt right now because of this tornado? Most people have insurance, but without saying names or anything, do we have anybody out there like that?
We did have people displaced. As of today, I'd have to refer to the chief, if there's anybody displaced yet.
Not that I'm aware of, no.
In other words, help those that need the help right now. But I do like the tree thing as well.
And then we just, Nicole did the report, we have $26,000 as today,
Okay,
so we can disperse.
okay.
Plus there might be some more coming in, but
I think they announced at the Parks meeting that the Modern Woodmen are replacing all trees in the parks that were at no charge. And I think they might be talking about trees in the terrace too, I don't know for sure. But we should check into that because Modern Woodmen has agreed to replace at no cost all the trees that were damaged during the tornado.
in
Replanted.
city park.
Yeah.
Okay.
We do still have the, I don't know if I can talk, we have that thing where the city buys half the tree, citizens buy half the trees, I mean, we can make that more if you want for that area.
Yeah.
There's that program too.
Let's wait until someone calls.
Okay,
So
I have one more question. I know the cemetery has something coming up soon. Do they have a plan in action or are they kind of hoping the city will help them out with the cemetery?
I'll defer to the administrator.
Currently, the city has been helping them out with the DPW is helping them out where they can with the wood. They did contract with Manning Tree Service because of the number of tree roots that had to be dug out. Because the trees were chipped over, and some that are going to be grind out. And that contracted price, we did submit to the state for reimbursement.
Okay.
So we are paying for that already through the fund. Talked to Morley Callhammer today, so he is working on contacting some of the people with the gravestones that are broken, and then I think it's still a work in progress
Okay.
with that money that they would need. The city is already contributing what we can towards their cleanup.
I would think, my opinion, whatever that's worth, the 26,000 that's been donated, I think should go towards our residents. I mean, the city's portion,
Absolutely.
when we're out, we're gonna get hopefully reimbursed through our different resources. But I think the 26 should go back to the residents. Now, how you wanna do that, and set the criteria, I think the city should set the criteria of what we're gonna use the funds should be distributed for, and have another committee, take the applications and disperse it.
I do know in the last couple of years, insurance companies have doubled or more than doubled the deductible cost for roof damage, which of course back then would have thought this would have happened to us.
Hail and wind damage, they call it.
Yeah.
And the deductibles are anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000. And most people didn't even know that was even part of their policy until
Right,
they have a problem.
surprise, surprise.
Right.
Well, where I'm going with this, is there anybody that is gonna have a problem with coming up with any deductibles? Again, I am all for trees being planted. So just to put,
Why don't we put a list together of what you want to use it for? So
all right,
Kim's all for trees,
and those in need,
those in need.
who may not be
We
able
also
to,
said deductible.
yeah.
Problem is everyone's got different deductibles.
But we could put it on there as a criteria that we would reimburse up to
Take
this
a
amount
look
or
at,
something. If
right.
you want to list all your different things that you would reimburse residents for, and then they could mark that.
I think you also we have to designate an area. Right? I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
how are we, I mean, other than have people on the north side of town coming, you know, in the part of shit we're on the southern part of town. Well, we know where the tornado went, you know,
Right,
so you should have a designated area. So this is the tornado disaster area. And this is where people that are affected can apply
very good,
for relief.
right.
You guys are good with that?
Most people haven't got their interviews, they're about only half have got their interviews with their insurance companies for damage and claims. That's still a work in progress.
Right.
So, some of them haven't gotten the bad news yet, how much their deductible is or what's covered.
And you guys think we should have some kind of application process, right?
Yes, I do.
What else? What'd you say about the headstone? Is that gonna be covered?
I don't know yet.
What about the headstones and stuff in the cemetery?
I know if it was one of my family members up there, it would be very disturbing to me. But at the same time, I'm thinking we need to go forward.
Well, that's if you have family left.
That's the problem. Most of they don't have any.
The old ones don't have any family members left.
Yeah,
These are like some of the founders of the city.
oh. Put it down with a question mark, because I don't know what that would cost to replace that. Yeah, I mean, especially if they're the last of the family and founders of our city, it's kind of important.
I'm making sure I'm not getting buried in Mayville.
I think if you have money left
Skip them
over,
aboard.
I think if you have money left over, then you consider, I think you gotta help the people that are here, living here, that have.
Yeah,
I think if we do it
Needs
through an
right now.
application process, then really would put together what he would need, and maybe he has a list of stones that he would have to help with, and then he would ask for a specific amount. So that way we have criteria in place then.
what if, we met like halfway, like whoever's left of that family pay some and then the city help out the other, that's another alternative.
And that's all information that he would have. And, or Carla, she's another very active.
What about the tree roots some of these trees that have been uprooted that are on private property?
That's tough, that would be any damage. I look at it too as like, you know, you lost power to your house for 3 days or 2 days, and you lost all your food in your fridge, and it's expensive to go grocery shopping when you have even just one kid. It's $300 a week for me to go to the grocery store. So that would be, that anyone hit by that would, it suffers that any, damage. Obviously that we have the tornado zone, and then, hey, if you lost power or something, even, you couldn't go to work for two or 3 days because, there's lines across your, streets and you couldn't get out, at least any kind of monetary help that I would see that would classify or qualify,
Like for personal property.
anything like
Personal
that,
items.
So they personal property, is that what you're saying?
Well, like, it doesn't cover insurance. They're not gonna they're not gonna write a $300 check for groceries or diapers, or you got missed formula or.
Right, but that's why these tree roots are important.
Right.
Because otherwise, if people aren't gonna do it,
Oh, no, it's gonna sit like that.
then we're gonna have to get on them about getting rid of it.
Right.
And that's gonna be expensive.
This is
But
beyond
I'm
my
saying on
knowledge.
top, I'm saying on top of that, besides that.
True.
Which is personally affected by.
Okay, we have Manning right now helping out, correct? This is beyond my knowledge scope. Maybe somebody of you know, I don't. What do you do with these big, huge uprooted trees that are just sitting there?
You gotta get a high-o and dig them out, and they're already pretty, you gotta get a high-o in there, lift them up and get them out of there. And then you gotta backfill with
Topsoil.
topsoil.
If they're not uprooted, then they can grind them out, and you just grind down with a grinder.
I have
With
about
topsoil.
6 or 7 of them in my backyard. They are a mess, and my insurance adjuster said that they only cover trees if they've hit your house or do damage to a building.
Right,
The rest of it is kind of up to you,
right.
so.
All right, so what else you guys thinking?
Should be a fixed amount per household, the amount, you know.
Yeah, max.
Okay, what else?
Now, how are you gonna regenerate that fund? $26,000 isn't a lot of money.
No,
Well, that's why I said they put like an end date on it too, like if there's people, you said there's more coming, if you wanna close it, you know, a close date on donations. Here's what we have.
yeah, an application or a close date. One other thing, you know, we should probably, this is a good list that you have, and I think we should come back and we should prioritize what's most important, what's least important. And that way, we can go from there. And then we'll come back with a map of the disaster relief, make sure everybody's good with the map. Probably start a process of application. So is there anything else you want to just add to this?
What are your thoughts on the map?
Well, the map's right there. You see where the green dots are?
What, are you gonna go
So many feet. Or so
200
many,
yards on either side of it or something?
right? And chief of police can do that. They don't have that right now.
They have time to grind a volunteer in your.
Well, I have a very good feel for where all the damage was.
Yeah, we know pretty much where all the damage was.
We were out there. I had to document every street that was damaged and send pictures along with your grant to the state.
Right, but I'm just saying, we gotta, if it hits your property, then you're eligible.
Right. I would say you're ineligible.
That's bullshit.
All right, so is that so you want us to put, you want the staff to put something together and come back in 2 weeks?
If we could.
Sure.
All right, is there a motion to table this for 2 weeks?
I make that motion.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second it.
Any discussion? That would be special common council.
Special county council in conjunction with the standing committees
Yeah.
on the 20.
All right, 28.
July 28th.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Moving right along here tonight.
Don't jinx that.
All right. Discuss with possible action, all right, we just talked about that. Classification with possible action on incoming Department of Public Works Director's salary. All right,
So we never stated last time in open session what the salary should be, and we need a record of that,
all right, so what was the recommendation that the council came up with?
70,000.
Your motion to approve $70,000 for the new Department of Public Works Director salary.
Make that motion.
Motion by Newman,
Second.
second by Levino. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. New business, discuss with possible action, the minutes on June 9th, on common council, and June 23rd, special common council. Is there any
I'll make a motion.
motion by Smith,
Second.
second by Levino? Any corrections or additions to any one of the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Discuss with possible action, denial of operator license application for Sydney Westland, which is Westlinda. All right. Denial of operation license, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by DeBaker. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Levino. All right, discussion. I figured they were denying this because there's some issue with chief.
Yes.
Yep, there was a memo in the packet that outlines the convictions on which we wish it to be denied.
All right. Any other discussion? All in favor of denial, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is denied. Discuss the possible action, denial of operator's license application for Brooke Chef Hetchler. Is there a motion for denial?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by DeBaker,
Second.
second by Newman. Any discussion? This is in the packet, I take it too.
Yes.
All those in favor of denial, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries.
Mr. Meyer is here
Mr. Myers here.
for 11. Yep.
All right, discuss the possible action denial of operator's license application for Eric Meyer. Well, that one's the easy name, Meyer. Is there a motion to deny?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Smith, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Second by DeBaker. Discussion. Does anybody want to hear Mr. Meyer talk?
I would.
Want to go to the podium? State your name and address for the record.
My name is Eric Meyer. I live at 1604 Mapleville Road in West Bend.
Okay, Mr. Meyer.
Good evening, council members. My name is Eric Meyer. I've been working at the Cheese Wedge for almost 2 years now. I understand my operator's license is up for review due to a criminal offense from 2008 and prior related to marijuana. Since then, I've stayed completely out of trouble, no arrests, no incidents, taking the job seriously. I've been proud to work in this community, and just every day at the Wedge, I just want to keep doing what I've been doing, showing up, doing my job, and contributing to the business and to Mayville. I respectfully ask you to consider reinstating my license. Thank you for your time and consideration.
I'll stay there for questions. But one of the questions I have is that if you don't get your operator's license, that means you lose your employment?
At the Wedge, yes, I will probably go over to the factory, Old Fashioned Foods.
All right, thank you. Anybody else have any questions?
Are you working full-time in that position?
Yes,
And you had acquired your license previously?
yes, yeah. I applied about 2 years ago when I started. I've been the manager since then.
The initial approval, we were given a California driver's license. Upon renewal, we were given a Wisconsin one and were able to find the issues with the background at that time.
Gotcha.
All right, anybody else? All right, thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Thank you.
Chief, you got anything you want to add?
Yeah, if you want me to go through the decision-making process and why I came up with that, I can do that.
Does anybody want to hear from the chief?
I would.
Yes, please.
So like Mr. Meyer said, he did receive a license 2 years ago. The reason that license was granted is because his background was ran with a state driver's license. That's a common thing that does occur sometimes. We do backgrounds. This time around, he presented a state of Wisconsin driver's license. And in that background check, we found a number of charges in 2010, of manufacturing intent to deliver, drugs. We also found the same charges in 2011, as well as the same charges in 2012. Even when that comes up, we will still take a look at location, time of offense, age of offender at the time, as well as any other mitigating factors as far as circumstances around it at that time and just looking at the circumstances of those cases, because it happened just in West Bend, some of it in Horicon, it happened in our area, and the fact that the activity that is the manufacture deliver coincides with selling alcohol, and that is, as far as the licensing decision is made, that's why I put it forth to deny the license. So that criminal history was provided to the clerk. I looked over it. There is a process that we do use that the League of Municipalities puts out for evaluating arrest and conviction records and licensing decisions. And we try to follow that. The state has a set of guidelines under state statute 111-335 that they follow. And we will use that as well. But just going from the circumstances of the arrest, that they were felony charges at the time, that were amended to misdemeanors for the 2010 conviction, and then it occurred again in 2011, and then it occurred again in 2012, just because of those circumstances, the reason why I put it forth to deny the license.
So we talked about 3 misdemeanors, dropped to 3 misdemeanors. Were any of them felonies?
Well, I can tell you what, if we want to go through that. They were charged as felonies. Earliest event was May 11th, 2010. That was in the city of West Bend. That's possession paraphernalia that was considered non-criminal. And then there was a charge also of possession, delivery, and use that was considered a non-criminal. And from a municipal standpoint, that would be due to age. And then in 6 of 2010, there was another charge of possession. Then there was another charge of possession, 7 of 2010 for possession of THC, that was a non-criminal. Then we get into 2011, we have manufacturer deliver that was charged as a felony. That was by Washington County Sheriff. We have a second charge of manufacturer deliver that was also through Washington County, that was charged as a felony. There was a third charge, manufacturer delivered THC with that case as well. That was also severity charged as a felony. It was amended by the prosecutor in 1 of 2012. And that was amended to manufacturer deliver, charged as a felony. That was also amended by the prosecutor as to a misdemeanor. So they were charged instead as misdemeanors. Those were for 2010, or 2010 was non-criminal, that would be municipal. 2011 was criminal, amended to misdemeanor. And then 2012 cases, which would have been filed July of 2012, was manufacturer delivery as well. There was sequence number 1, charge 1, manufacturer delivery, charge as a felony.
Could that be just for marijuana, or are we talking about something else? Because I realize Wisconsin's way behind
Right,
the ball when it comes to plain old marijuana, which
sure.
I think they should have legalized it in the state of Wisconsin a long time ago.
Well, I make my decisions based on what the current law is and what I have to enforce, and that's all.
I get that.
Yeah, but it is all marijuana, that's correct.
All right, anybody else have questions?
Has there been anything in the last 10 years?
No, sir.
So,
All right, anybody else? All right, well,
Can I ask a question?
maybe. What's the question?
It made it sound like those were like a dozen selling weed charges. I only got charged one time for selling weed one time. And then the rest are possession paraphernalia. Is that correct?
Right,
I'm only going by the charge description and the criminal history that shows charges 1, charge 2, charge 3.
The felony was for selling weed, and then
Right.
I
Yeah.
went to jail for that.
right,
And then the rest were possession paraphernalia type stuff.
all right, thank you.
Here we go.
Anybody else? All right, we're gonna take the roll on, so all's in favor of denial, say yes.
Did you want me to?
Take the roll.
So this is in favor of denial, is yes. Alderperson Smith,
Aye.
Alderperson DeBaker,
No,
Alderperson Olson,
I'm not in favor of a denying him. So whatever that is. I'll
so a nay.
No.
Alderperson Newman,
Yes.
Alderperson Leibnow.
Yes.
Motion denied.
Motion carries, so the application is denied.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Meyer.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for coming.
Discuss with possible action operator's license application. You see them there listed as mass. Is there a motion to approve in mass?
so moved.
Moved Motion by
Second.
Baker, second by Newman. Any discussion? All those in favor of approval say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Discuss with possible action, resolution 6000-2025, authorizing a WDC grant for 125 South Main Street LLC. And this was the, which one was this guy?
This is for Jessica Lawrence's property. This is saying we will support the one project.
Okay.
Thank you for having me back. So this is the last part of what I need for my WEDC grant for the CDI. Basically, in the past with the CDI grant, the city had a lot more involvement with the paperwork and everything like that. They're transitioning that paperwork out of the city's hands, which is good for y'all. But in order for them to do that, they need basically, I can't remember the word, but they need it acknowledged that the city is supporting the project. I can't remember the word. And that you guys are like supporting.
Yeah, so we won't apply for any other application.
Right, yeah, there we go. Sorry, I'm a little sugar now.
All right, is there a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Olson, is there a second? Second by Levino. Any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Discuss the possible action, resolution 6001-2025, 6-month Class B for minimal liquor license for Main Street Mayville for the Allen Street Park Square Park.
So this is the one that came up through public safety that I had attached the memo to, listing some items just for consideration before you would move forward with approving a 6-month liquor license there. Just as a reminder, for the licensed premise designation, should this license be approved, Allen Street Park Square will become a licensed premise for the duration of the license period. We cannot go shorter than 6 months. So it would run into the winter. This means no other entity will be permitted to sell alcohol within the park during that time, including nonprofit organizations or community groups. Should any of them wish to host an event, they would have to do it exclusively through Main Street Mayville. And additionally, Main Street Mayville would be required to be present at those events to fulfill their responsibilities as the license holder. And once you have approved a liquor license, unless they have had some sort of substantial violation, you are basically obligated to renew that license. And at this time, Main Street Mayville is the primary entity hosting events at Allen Street Park. However, you should consider what future uses might be at that park. And they do still have other mechanisms to be licensed for events that would be those temporary picnic licenses. It's a little more paperwork, but they can still host their events, but it leaves a little more freedom with the park. So those are all just things to
All right,
consider.
all right, is there a motion for approval?
Any discussion?
Yeah, I would like to keep it the way it is.
Well, we need a motion, otherwise it doesn't bother. Is there a motion? Any motion? Any motion? Seeing no motion, motion dies. Item 11J, discuss with possible action resolution 6002-2025, a resolution expressing support for the preservation of Social Security benefits. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Newman, is there a second?
I will second.
Second by Olson. Discussion? Like I said in my mayor's report, if it's approved, we'll send a resolution and I have a letter attached with it to give to Grothman's office, probably in Fond du Lac, since that's better than DC, because that way they'll actually respond back. So that's where it's at. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Discuss with possible action, resolution 6004-2025, appointments to the Park and Recreation Commission. Citizen member, please read.
Whereas in accordance with Municipal Code 22-10A, the mayor shall appoint to the Park and Recreation Commission, subject to confirmation of the Common Council. And whereas the term of Margie Sather shall expire on April 30th, 2028. And whereas Margie Sather has tendered resignation from the Park and Recreation Commission. Therefore, the mayor hereby appoints Ian Smith to serve on the Park and Recreation Commission with a term expiring April 30th, 2028. And now, therefore, be it resolved that the Common Council of the City of Mayville does hereby approve the aforementioned mayoral appointment to the Park and Recreation Commission.
All right, you heard the resolution. Is there a motion?
Motion.
Motion by
Second.
Levino, second by Newman. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Update on the purchase of the 2025 ambulance. You want to get that stuff?
Sure. So they did bid on the 2022 ambulance on Wisconsin surplus. However, it went for $217,500. So they did not get the ambulance. So they will continue to budget for it in 2026.
All right, thank you. Discuss with possible action establishing the City of Mayville colors for branding purposes. This was discussed at the CDA and came forward. Should have been in your packet, the color scheme.
It is, yep. They've been actively exploring consistent recognizable branding strategy for the City of Mayville, especially as they're looking at moving toward possibly paying for a new city website. It just helps with professionalism, continuity. There, the colors pulled right out of the logo. So the first step would be approving the colors.
Purple and gold.
Not quite.
Same as the sign.
Green and gold.
That's where they got
The ones
colors
in that logo.
from, the city logo.
Burgundy and green and
Pretty,
flop.
pretty much.
All right, is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Newman, is there a second? Second by Levino. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, closed session pursuant to state statute 19.851E, deliberation, negotiation of purchase public properties, investment public funds, or conducting other specified business. Wherever competitive bargaining reasons require closed session. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
Motion.
Motion by Levino, second by DeBaker. Any discussion? Please take the roll.
Alderperson Lehno,
Levino?
Yes.
aye, thank you. Alderperson Baker,
Aye.
Alderperson Smith,
What did you say?
Alderperson Newman,
Aye.
Alderperson Olson. We go into closed session at 7:53.
Long time.
I would have.
I'm going to let me end YouTube real quick.